Hello. Thanks for stopping by at my Reader Minutes. If you're new here, welcome. To those that have joined me on my journey, thank you. Uh, I said I wasn't going to talk about Diddy anymore, but this Diddy stuff has gotten it's overwhelming. And I can't keep up. I really can't keep up. The latest and the greatest is the new accusations that's come out, new filing from um, a young lady who was impregnated by him, by Diddy, so she says, and she says she was harassed by Young Miami. Young Miami is also mentioned in this filing as a co-conspirator. I don't know what to say. I really don't. This is getting to be too much. Seriously. This is getting to be too much. Um I want to say that this stuff has gotten to be, it's more than what we see. It's more than what meets the eye. The reason why people aren't speaking up is because there's a lot of high powered people involved in this or have taken part in the said activities at daddy's house and at his mansions, whether they be in LA or Miami or wherever the parties were. People are still being quiet. Now, I was actually watching um another content creator who brought to light this interview. What was the content creator's name? I just ran across her. I don't know, I like her style. That surprise witness. That's her content channel. Anyway, she brought to my attention this interview from another content creator, and he, if you look at his channel, he usually uploads different content about like ex workers, all ages from young teens to mid 60s, um rug users. I mean, they're all have a story to tell, and they're shot in this cinematic type lens. I mean, it's the quality is quite good. Some of the stories are like, whoa. But this particular interview was shared not even knowing what she was sharing. And this was like some time ago. I think it was 2022. This is before Cassie even brought to light that any of this stuff was truly going down. Even though we had heard rumors, this was by accident. And she was telling her story. The young lady name is Tanea, and I'm going to share her video. Yeah, I'm trying to update my stuff. Okay. So, she talks about how she didn't get along with her mom when she was younger. Her mom was with her stepdad, and I guess she didn't get along with her mom. Her mom was really consumed with her stepdad, and there was a competition there or whatever. So she left and she raised herself pretty much. She was out in the street. She said she learned how to work men, she learned how to finesse them, she learned how to get what she needed without actually being a full blown sex ex worker. And she tells her story, and she comes across this one particular thing where she says she meets this prince, Arabian prince, Not sure exactly who this Arabian prince is. She didn't give any names or whatever, but she says she wound up at this $30 million mansion in Florida. And it was a lot of stars there, she said. She said it was a lot of people coming in from Love and Hip Hop that she met. The girls were talking. And she said, and they were doing a lot of like hard rugs. She said she doesn't do the hard ones. She just likes, her weed. And so she just kept it simple. And she said she just kept listening to the conversations. And, she said she has a good intuition. She feels about herself when it comes to people in the street, dealing with different people. She kind of read people really good. And it's carried her this far, I guess, right? So she says, listening to the conversation, she's like, something about to go down. What is going on? So then she said she heard some of the girls talking about, I got to get home because I got to do this. And he telling me I can't leave. So she said her antennas went up and it was like, what do you mean? I can't like nobody tell me when I can't leave or whatever. She said, this sounds like some ex trafficking or whatever. So she said, what is he going to do with us? So I guess the next day, now they're with this prince, and she said they wind up at P. Diddy's house. And she can hear some of the conversation. And it was like, I guess P. Diddy must have asked, like, who could he have? And the prince was like, you can have any of them. And it was like he was selling them. She tells her story. I'm going to let her tell it. I'm going to let you listen to her. But this is before any of the stuff or any of the allegations came out regarding Cassie.
But I got myself into a situation where I was about to get sex trafficked. And this was like 3 years ago. And I was just like, it was a close one. I came up on this prince and he was Arabian and he flew me to Miami and he said I was going to be there for 2 weeks. We were in a $30 million house and I ended up being there for a month and I had to escape. Okay. And we were meeting so many girls and girls from Love and Hip Hop was coming in the house and celebrities was there and all of this stuff. But it started to get real weird. It was a lot of drugs and like, I don't do hard drugs like that. Like I was smoking weed, and they were doing hard drugs and stuff. And it was just like, it was getting like my gut was telling me something bad is about to happen. But he was trying to like distract us with buying this stuff. We was going shopping and doing all these things. And for some reason I felt like I'm used to getting shit. But like this right here, where am I about to be tomorrow? And why are we still here? So then he says, well, we're going to go to Cuba. So the girls start talking in the house and they're like, girl, I got to get back home. And he said that I can't leave. And I'm like, well, what is he going to do with us? Then, we had went to some celebrity's house and we ended up at P. Diddy's house. And I just started hearing conversations and I just got sex trafficking from it because, I heard the prince saying something like, oh, you can have whoever you want. Like he was like selling us, So I'm like, is this sex trafficking? Like, what the? And it gave me a whole nother outlook on everything too. And I had to like really like pump my brakes on how I do things. And maybe because a week before that, I had just said like, I want to be in Miami. I want to be around royalty. I want a nigga to spend this much amount. And I realized everything that I said that I wanted, it came like the next week, but it didn't come how I wanted it to. And I don't like nobody saying I can't leave,
So this stuff, which most times it is sex trafficking, is on the international level. This is some serious stuff. Serious stuff. And if he's got Arabian princesses that he's dealing with, ain't nobody touching him. As a matter of fact, I fear for him. I fear for him. And he might not want to say nothing. Just go ahead and do your time. It's over, Diddy. It's OVA. Over. No, but all jokes aside, no, it's over. Yeah, this is some serious stuff. I don't know um how often obviously he had a good relationship with this person. This person just winds up, he just not gonna just arbitrarily pop up at P. Diddy's house. He been partying with P. Diddy, this Arabian prince. And they said that he had politicians, he had princes, he had princesses, he had everybody and the like at his parties. This is proof positive. And she didn't even know she was telling anything. How about that? This is some serious stuff. Those $1,000, 1,000 bottles of baby oil, that was for humiliation. That was just to humiliate him. That don't even mean anything. If it was spiked, okay, great. But I mean, we don't know. Nobody's saying anything about it being spiked. Those were for his parties. And he liked the women and the men probably to be shiny on set. I don't think it was used as lube. He had lube too, in addition to the baby oil. So I don't think that it was used as a substitute. I think he just likes the way the baby oil looks on camera. You know. Anywho, this is some serious stuff. And if Young Miami don't hurry up and speak up and disassociate herself with this man, she's going down too. Why she would risk her future being attached to him, talking about that wasn't her experience. Um, he never made her feel like that. They were in love. No, baby girl, you were in love. He ain't never been in love with nobody. Never. Well, I don't know about never. He might have loved somebody back in the day, but that was before he got a big head and was on the. And by the time you met him, he wasn't in love with nobody. He don't associate none of that with love, because just what he can get from you, he can get from somebody else. You wasn't doing nothing no different than nobody else had did prior to you getting there, Miss Carisha. Anywho, what y'all think? This is weird. And it seems like it's more and more stuff. Like that was the latest. The one prior to that was an ex worker came out and handed over an X tape to the feds. I guess showing some of the stuff that had gone down in some of the parties. He had a copy of one of the tapes. People just keep coming out, coming out, coming out. And then supposedly, allegedly, there's proof that minors were involved. Minors could be 17, but they're still minors. However, minors were involved. And I think Little Rob, I don't know if it's Little Rod or Little Rob, his filing implicates one of his sons, Justin, I want to believe, that was bringing underage girls to the parties. I want to say that that's what I remember hearing, but I'm not sure. But evidently there's proof of that as well, allegedly. This don't look good for him. I hope he doesn't get on the stand. If he starts to talk, he can tell the truth, but it's not going to do anything. He's still going to get time. He's still going to get time. He may not get life unless they can prove that it's racketeering, but that's kind of hard to prove. I mean, having X, if he sold these women, like if he bought women, I mean, that's the implication right there in the girl's testimony. She said, I feel like he was selling us from the prince. The prince was actually doing the X trafficking and went to Diddy's house. So, because he know that's what Diddy's flavor is. It's too much. The feds must have what they need, because they're being they're making sure that he don't get out because they feel like I'm sure if they knew if he had an opportunity to run, he would. He has a private jet, even though he's not supposed to go anywhere, but he would pay somebody to fly against what have you. He'd be gone. He should have went over there with Usher when Usher went to go visit Russell Simmons. Diddy should have went too. But I feel like he was over there doing Diddy's bidding. Like he's probably trying to get things in order for Diddy. Like I think that's why all of a sudden did Usher all of a sudden go visit Russell Simmons. That didn't make any sense, does it? I feel like he was over there getting things lined up because that's where he probably was going to wind up. Russell said, "Man, you need to just pack your stuff up and come on." But they were moving too slow. He might have thought he had more time than he did. Or maybe after a certain point, if they hadn't come after him, maybe he felt like he still had some time. But yeah, no, he didn't get out in time. But I feel like Usher went over there to talk to Russell because they were getting ready to set up some plans for Diddy to get over there to establish some type of living arrangements. I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong. He didn't want to put any um spotlight on him if he had gone over there because if we had gone over there to visit Russell, then everybody be like, he getting ready to go. But I want to say he might have been getting ready to go when he left that day, and they must have caught wind of it. But after they landed his plane, that's when they took his passport, so he couldn't go anywhere anyway. He might have been on his way. Oh well. Y'all, it is Libra season. Yay! My birthday's coming up in a couple of weeks. I'm October Libra. Not that there's any different. I accept Libras from September too. Um, I'm not asking for any cash apps, any donations, no nothing for my birthday. Can y'all please subscribe to my channel and like at the same time? That's all I ask for my birthday. For Libra season, the whole entire Libra season, that's what I want. Just shower me with subscriptions. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. And it's free. No money has to interchange. That's all I want. Everybody be blessed. Peace.